Hey there, pizza dogs. Z-Reezy here, your friendly guide to the world of city skylines. Welcome back to another episode of our beloved beginner-friendly series, Vanilla Vista. In this episode, we're setting our sights on an exciting course of expansion, right in the heart of our city's downtown. It's all about making our urban canvas and elevating it to new heights, one step at a time. Imagine a central park that becomes an oasis of calm amidst the urban buzz, a train and metro hub that pulses with the rhythm of the city, also allowing new visitors to arrive, a monorail system seamlessly weaving neighborhoods together, and lots of high-density housing adding vibrancy to our downtown streets. We're also addressing our traffic congestion with a thoughtful designed highway interchange, allowing a new place for our citizens to come and go. All of that topped off with lots of minor details, tweaks, and changes. For more city building content, remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay connected with me on social media for exclusive behind the scenes, peeks, and updates. Join me on this journey as we continue to shape our city into a blend of functionality and character. Welcome to episode 6 of Vanilla Vista. So here we are where we left off in the last episode, and we are about to hit our next milestone, Big City, which unlocks, I think, some various services that we'll need, such as the crematorium, and I think some of these plazas we'll end up using for our downtown. But that's kind of the next big milestone. We're also going to be able to unlock a new area, and with that area, I think I'm going to buy this tile, mainly so I can kind of extend this suburbs out, bring some of this infrastructure out further this way, and then build another interchange here so that we have two major interchanges at both sides of our city. This is going to get congested pretty fast after we start to build up our downtown and the traffic is kind of all coming through this one little area. So my 3 goals for this video are going to be a downtown, maybe start working on some of the suburbs as we buy that tile, fixing our interchange here, and then also maybe doing a little bit of detailing around right in here, maybe build out some more suburbs right there as well. Yeah, let's just dive right in. So to start with our downtown, I'm going to tell you, be honest here, I don't really have an exact formula to making this. You'll kind of see, basically what I like to do is I like to build a cascading effect of heights, right? So I don't want to put just like anything anywhere. I want to have some kind of rhyme or reason to at least having residentials in certain areas, kind of having businesses and offices in one area, and maybe some tourism in another area. So my goal is kind of thinking that we're going to have a lot of the residential on this side, and then as you'll see as it kind of scales up towards closer to the water, you're going to have bigger and taller buildings. So that way the meat of it is going to be like right in here, I think, somewhere right around here. And then we're going to put lots of parks in there, lots of plazas. We're going to start adding some public transportation. I'm thinking like once we can buy this tile, maybe even bring like a train line all the way over here. We have to think about the future as well. So our future is that we're likely going to buy these 2 tiles so that we can have our airport, our big international airport over here on the water. And then we're going to keep building out our like kind of downtown to more of a beach, residence and hotels and resorts over here. Like I said, some of this is going to be a little bit of ad hoc. I might even end up doing some quick speed play and then kind of doing a voiceover afterwards, maybe, depending on what we do. Some of it might be a trial and error, but I'll kind of just go through it. So I think what I'm going to do to start is I'm going to find out where we want to kind of start to place. I think I want the hub of it to be, like I said, the meat of it to be right here for tall buildings. So let's start to build out what that looks like. I think we cut out here, we'll have a big kind of zone for this. And also let's make sure that these ones with the 4 lanes also have 4 lanes on that side. And then now we kind of have the width in here to kind of do some stuff. Let's just extend this out for now. I think the key, at least I find better, is some people like to build out all their road networks and then plug and play their downtowns. I like to personally kind of build it out as I go. I find if I build out my road network first, I end up having to adjust it too much. So I just kind of find it's a little bit easier sometimes to start to build out your like general roads like this, but then kind of just build the other smaller interconnecting roads in between as you go, as you kind of fill the space. So I also kind of want to focus on maybe a bank building using our financial DLC. Maybe that building can upgrade pretty high with the stock exchange. So I think maybe what we'll do is we'll use that building as kind of our base right in here, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I think this is a good start for our financial area. Like I said, this building can level up pretty high, the stock exchange. And then you'll see I kind of threw in a few other monuments, so there's somewhat of like a tourist feel to here, like this really cool kind of like business park. I don't know, kind of almost reminds me of the St. Louis Arch. And then this really cool like garden with some other gardens around it. So basically you get this really cool effect where when this building's leveled up, we're gonna have like a cool alignment here with these buildings all together. And then you'll see I also painted a district here for our financial district using the district tool. And then what I did after that was I went to our financial office buildings and then made it to be financial office buildings. So then those type of buildings will come right in here. So it's kind of a whole little financial district. We might extend that further, but I think that's a cool little area to start from there. And then here's how we'll just quickly level this up. So this is kind of a bamboozle, I'm not gonna lie. But basically what we can do is we need to run power real fast. Let's do that real quickly. I temporarily threw just a power mill here because I realized my power connection, I can't actually go over this this monorail. So until we have some other buildings popping in, it's gonna have to be like this because I can't run power across this line. So that's okay. So here, what I was explaining though is with our stock exchange, we're just gonna quickly level this all the way up to the top. It's quick little kind of bamboozle you can do. But basically, we have a thriving industry for our farming. So what we're gonna do is in our investments tab, and again, you can kind of click on the building, you can go to manage investments, or I think it's down in your economy tab here. Then you go to investments. Basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch this farming and we're gonna wait till it drops a little bit. And then we're gonna buy it. We have tons of money. So basically we're just gonna do this, rinse and repeat, buy a bunch. So like here, it drops about, let's see here, get the value a little bit lower than this. Yeah, 7. So we want to go down a little bit further. And you kind of just wait. It's a little bit of a waiting game here. But basically we want to buy low and then we'll wait a minute and sell high and just rinse and repeat until we make a bunch of money to keep leveling this up. Again, it's kind of a little bit of a scam in the way how to get around it, but it's okay in this context, I think. So here we'll buy. And then we'll just wait a second. So like there, just wait, maybe it gets a little bit higher than that. Yeah, and then just quickly sell it and then rinse and repeat. Wait for it to get low again. And just basically we keep doing this and then we'll get enough money made from this stock exchange that we can keep leveling it all the way up to the top. So just a quick little thing. So we'll just do this real fast and rinse and repeat until it gets to the top level. And just like that, we have manipulated the stock exchange just like real life. And from there, we can just kind of upgrade this. We've made about 3.6 million. That's also honestly a good way to fund your downtown, quite frankly. So as we upgrade these, we're going to unlock some new different little buildings. And then this building also gets bigger. And I think we got, yeah, so level 5. So that's pretty awesome. So this building looks really cool, only again, because now we have this cool archway, it kind of gives a cool look to it. And I also feel like it gives a cool kind of as you're driving into the city, like look to it. So again, we're gonna have buildings around it, of course, but now we've leveled that up, but that's really nice. And I think from around that, what we'll do is in these little middle sections, I'm kind of imagining that we'll have commercial. So we'll put commercial in these little pockets with a 1 space gap, just so we're not crowding any of these areas. This is also going to be one of our main exits, so I'm going to actually upgrade this to a 2-lane, I think. My next thinking is on this side. I think we're going to do something cool with a big park and have our tram kind of go around it. So let's get rid of this and let's find in our unique buildings. We can find our unique building for the central park and plop that right here in the middle. I think will be cool. So put that right here, and we'll get rid of some of these other roads temporarily. And I think on this, we almost take this at like a, maybe, let's see here, like what's this? It's different angle, maybe something like out by 5 and over, out 5, maybe over 8. So there's a little breathing room at the end of that park there. So I think from there, then what we would do is, let's see, let's downgrade this little section here. Ooh, is that gonna break that? Oof. We can fix that. We'll have to fix that. And then what we'll do is we'll have a train connection on both sides. Try to get this flat. Maybe the 4th one in. Let's see how that does. 4th one in. I don't think there's going to be a perfect way for us to get that apron back in there. It seems like it's going to be deleted each time, so it's not the end of the world. We'll just have to deal with it. But basically what we're doing is we're doing this wishbone kind of look to it, so that way our tram can then go around this whole area. So let's see how this looks now from here. We'll find the middle here for this perfect spot. So now we have a nice little kind of tram network around, or monorail network around this. And again, assuming we're going to buy this tile eventually, this will kind of make more sense where it's at. So then now let's build some different pathways and such around, extend from this park. We have this really nice central park right here, and then this will be a nice little hub for all of our residents in the area. Now I think from here what we'll do is we'll kind of now build out some residential on this side over here. Some of the buildings will likely spawn with parking lots, but I like to kind of just put down some various parks and parking lots before I zone. I feel like it makes it a little bit easier to fill in and then not have to delete things later. So we're going to now pick our high density, and we're just going to fill in most of this area. So, and I think actually what we'll do is we'll start in at this spot right here, go all the way up. And actually, we're not even going to do the whole thing because of we don't want to deal with death waves. So we don't want to overzone really fast, because then if everyone kind of comes in at the same time, they'll likely age and die at the same time, which then causes us problems later. So it's going to do about half of the zoning now. We'll even do some office space to do a buffer. The office space is a good buffer in between residential and high density commercial. A lot of times that helps break up some of the noise pollution and other little problems that you kind of find when you put those next to each other. So then we'll put down some high density commercial here on our park avenue. And then we should also probably use a few different paths to break this up as well. Make it a little bit easier walking areas. And the last thing we'll do for this zone is we're going to make a district around here, and we're going to use a special theme so that we get certain types of buildings that we like. So we're just going to draw a nice little district around all of this. And we're going to set it to the Brooklyn and Queens style. So I like these buildings a lot. I feel like it's a good medium density. So it's a good type of building, I think, to go kind of to start to gradually get taller for our buildings. So we're going to put all that there. And then I think eventually we'll have a bridge over to this area over here as well. So that will be good. So we have water, I think we'll probably need electricity in the area. So let's start press play and get some zoning going in over there. Also get just a few more commercial zoning on that side over here. We're gonna probably need a school for all these people to go to. So maybe we can think about bringing that maybe right here in a little central spot. We have this school over here, but it's a bit far for them. So maybe, yeah, let's see what we can do to build out a little area here for this. Also, I think it would actually be kind of cool to use our plazas and promenades over here. So let's build out a walking district in this whole area as well for our other housing. And we hit our big milestone, our big city milestone. So now we can buy that tile that I was mentioning. We also unlock some other useful services. I think the crematorium's our most useful service that we'll need. That'll be really good for us. Okay, so now that we have that, we need to do for the plazas and promenades, we need to have a service entrance. Maybe something really easy right off the exit here. That'd be a good spot for it, for them to quickly stop at, get what they need. And then I think from there, this is where we can have a little school district. We'll use the high capacity assets, I think would make sense. And maybe what we'll do is we'll switch these to the walking path roads. I didn't mean to use the regular roads. So now that we built out some of these school buildings, we have our little high school, elementary, and our high capacity university. That will give us really good educational use for this area and then the area over here. So I think now what we'll do is we'll continue to build out some pedestrian only housing around here. I think there's a few little tweaks we need to make, such as like this road would only need to have zoning on that side, so that we can make sure that the zoning is all prioritized here for the paths. Same with this. So this side would only have zoning on the school sides, and on this side it would be only for the financial area. And that allows us basically to have the proper zoning here for this area to get as close as we can and have some different little walking paths and stuff around here. And we're going to apply our residential wall-to-wall buildings for this district so that all the buildings come in that style as well. We might even do the same with the commercial on this side here, so let's make sure we get a zone for that. It probably makes sense for us to also have a little bit of a road connection here for our monorails. Maybe put that right here, might be a good little spot. While that starts to build out and level up, this is where I mentioned this is going to get really backed up, so we might make a few tweaks. I think this needs to go to a 2-lane and then into a 3 instead of a 2. I think that will help that flow significantly. And then I think now we also do need to buy that tile and get this fixed. So let's go ahead, go to our overview, and then we're going to buy this new tile. And with that, we can now have access to this whole area. So we're going to pause the game, and delete from this connection about here all the way down on that weird side. And then now using our dirt road, what we can do is now bring this path out. So it's about 4 units. Let's make sure we get a good right there. Yeah, 4 units. So now what I like to do is using our guidelines, turn those on. We can kind of basically build out to make this nice and parallel, much cleaners go out 4 every few nodes. So like this. And then that way, when you switch to your highway road, the one with the sound barriers, you can kind of just curve this along and make it look much more parallel and cleaner. It won't be exactly perfect still, but it's a nice little technique to kind of make it easier to connect these and get these all parallel. Now let's make the right direction. Yeah, that looks much cleaner. And then let's also just confirm that this is all using the sound barriers. Yep. Cool, so now we have a much better connection. And now from there, what I think we'll do is, like I said, we'll build an interchange. I think we're just gonna use one of the pre-made ones for this. So we'll use maybe this cloverleaf and basically place this right in here. And I'll kind of show you the idea here. So what we're gonna do is cut out a section of this. So maybe like right about here. See if that's enough room. Might need to do a few more nodes. Yeah, just the right one. And then we'll kind of get an angle that we like. Something not perfect, but something like that. And then we connect these back up. So now we have a new intersection here. So I think what this one will do is what we're going to do is extend this 4-lane that we have straight out. Kind of keep going down here. We'll extend this road out. And then using this kind of angle, I think what we'll do is we'll have kind of similar to what we did on the other side. The other intersection, we'll just have like a nice little transition to a 4-lane. And to connect all this properly, let's make these 2 lanes go down, so it'll be 4 and 4. And then now we'll kind of make a few adjustments in here. Okay, yeah, I think that should all be correct now. Okay, and then from here, I think, so the idea I think eventually is, my thinking is this highway eventually will come all the way out and then do kind of a big loop and connect back up with this highway, and we'll have another exit over here somewhere by the beach. So that's my kind of thinking for the overall like late game structure of this highway, is basically just giant loop around our downtown, maybe going kind of by our airport as well. So, but for now, we don't really need to extend that all the way out. So we'll just bring this and kind of end this at this lane here. We might need to switch this to a 4-lane. Let's actually go ahead and just do that. And there we go. So now press play again. And now we have just a lot more flow from all these different areas to be able to get on and off here or down here. So we can kind of alleviate some of that congestion while we're building. So let's again let this run and let this build up. Soon we'll be able to zone this area. I think we'll be able to have enough time pass that we won't get worried about death waves. So let's just let this zone for a minute and let it go from there. Okay, I think a few other little additions we should probably make is maybe a few little minor things like a police station and some like health and stuff like that. So let's also plop some of that stuff down. Okay, so now we've built out a little bit more of our residential. I'm going to continue to build out some of our touristy area over here. So I think we can find some more like buildings that kind of go in to fit in this little area. And with that, we've hit Grand City. So we hit our next milestone. Again, we're going to start building up our residential pretty fast. We unlocked quite a few different like terminals, some different sports stadiums. We can get more loans if we really need them. And we're on our way for even more unique buildings. So our next milestone will get us another plot and get us a little bit higher with our education if we need that, etc. So we'll keep on working on this touristy area while that keeps leveling up. placed our first kind of big hub for our train and metro station. So this has a metro station underneath and then these train lines. I think what we can do, maybe kind of cool, is to bring our train line out all the way over here and kind of back through this. And then that way we can also set up like some train lines for oil export, as well as maybe some cargo exports from our like international airport that'll be over here. And then maybe we can even do is like a little sunken highway or sunken railroad here to then have a little bridge that goes over that. Something like that might be a nice way to handle this. Let's kind of give that a shot and see what we can do. Now we have a cool, like, nice little train line connection over here. So now we can have some people from other cities get in there. We can have our own residents get out. That'll be nice. And while we're at it, we should probably add another monorail line right here. So that way also these people can switch to that line. So basically having all these different connections between our public transportation is usually the route to go. And then we'll also get our metro probably started here soon. So now we have that, we can make these connections between all these. So let's just have one that goes maybe all the way down. So it goes here. Another one that just goes in a circle around this. I also like to use the gravel, sometimes here, like the gravel road as just like a little decoration. We can fit it in here. Sometimes it fits, sometimes it doesn't. I gotta be a little finicky maybe. We can get it running on the sides. Different way to add a little detail like this in between as much as you can. I think there might even be a decoration that we can use that sort of gives it that pebble look as well. Let's see here if there's one that matches. This is probably about the closest as you can do. It's not perfect, but it's a little bit of a cobblestone look to it. And when you're zoomed out, you won't really know the difference, but at least it's something. It's not perfect, but it kind of gives us at least a little bit of working area. We can even put some rocks down, probably help a little bit with that as well. And then the last thing we might do is just add a little fence in there. Kind of helps rope it off a little bit, since the public wouldn't, you wouldn't want them to be able to get down there. So nice, now we have like a little detailed train station here. So this will be a great spot for our visitors and for our citizens. We're doing pretty good on our overall RCI. I think it would make sense for us to probably add some more residential, get that built out, maybe like right around here. Let's see if let's get some roads out and do that as well. Okay, so now we build out this residential. I just got to zone it, but one thing I was going to change also is I only want this wall-to-wall pedestrian area to be kind of in the middle. So let's do that and make sure that that wall-to-wall does not apply to this area right here. We want the like Brooklyn style over here. So we're going to remove that, get rid of it there, and then we'll make a district around just this area, and we'll apply the wall-to-wall just to that area. And now for this area, we'll have another district. Actually, no, we can actually just connect that with this one over here. Okay, now this area will be the Brooklyn style. So now our downtown is really starting to take some shape. We've got lots of good growth over here with our residential. We're kind of at even a higher point for getting some commercial and office zoning back in. So I think what I'll now start to do is start to add some of our height to the buildings, or heights to our skyline. And by using the Skylines skyscrapers content creator pack, we're going to be able to put some of these down in these different little spots right here to start to kind of, you'll see that the growth of our buildings start to kind of grow. They'll start to kind of look a little more cohesive in these different sizes. So then now you can kind of start to see, like with us adding a few different little skyscrapers in there and a little detailing around it, we're starting to see our downtown really take shape. So, like here, let's kind of slow it down a little bit. Like imagine this is a really cool view, driving into your city, you start to see some of these skyscrapers, some of this like medium density, some of these attractions off in the distance. So as we kind of build up this middle layer, the way you can kind of think of it is, if you build up this middle layer of these higher density or taller buildings right here, and you kind of then have a gradual lower to the low density over here, you kind of have this nice little curve up, and then we'll do the opposite kind of this direction. So you'll kind of see it curve back down to more of a beach town over here. So it's kind of this nice little gradual up and then back down. And then you kind of also get the cool idea that like, once we may have some ships coming in here, you can start to see like, oh, the tall buildings off in the distance that direction. Or again, these suburbia people kind of know they still live not too far from the city. It's kind of like off in the distance over there. So it's basically this nice little way of gradually getting your heights to increase. You don't want to be too abrupt. Like if we were to place a building, we'll temporarily do this. Just throw a building right down here. This feels a little bit out of place. It feels a little too tall, like right in the middle. It's kind of like a thorn kind of popping up. So we kind of have this gradual, gradual height growth to it. And again, when these things level up, you'll notice they kind of start to help with that medium tier density and height to it. So that's basically the idea of how we basically build up our downtown is we have this nice little residential and then we kind of build up from there. So I think the very last thing we'll do is I want to just basically do some little basic detailing right here in this roundabout. And that was kind of the last thing I was thinking I wanted to do before the end of the episode. So I'm going to do that real fast and then we'll kind of end it from there probably. We might need to address this eventually. Like it's making a little bit busy over here. I'm not quite sure if that's just a temporary thing or what we need to do to fix that, but we can take a look. We might need to make another connection right here. Let's just do that real fast. We'll probably end it right here. We're close to get our capital city and another purchasable tile. I think we might be at the point where the next episode will continue to build out these suburbs. We didn't really get to that this episode, which is totally fine. There was a lot to pack in, and we'll kind of keep working on our downtown. So Next one will be pretty similar. Again, we'll just kind of build out maybe a suburb over here, and then work our way, our tourism, our downtown, just kind of keep extending that over. And then we'll probably save up enough people to save up enough money and get the population to buy these not last two, but two more tiles over here. And then that will give us water access. So it'll give us time to make our international airport. And yeah, this is looking really good. I might even do like a little bit of forestry over here. I'm not quite sure yet, but we have lots of options, lots of things to work with, and our city just continues to grow and grow. I absolutely love how it's starting to turn out. I think this is coming out to be pretty awesome. So catch you for the next one. As I wrap up this episode of Vanilla Vista, I want to extend a sincere thank you to all of you. Your support means the world to me. It keeps me inspired and motivated to keep building, experimenting, and creating. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to let me know what your favorite part of the city is so far via a comment. Or don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You won't want to miss the upcoming episodes that are sure to be filled with even more expansion and growth. As always, stay connected with me on social media to get behind the scenes glimpse, updates, and maybe even a sneak peek of what's in store for the next episode. I also have an active Discord community that I would love for you to join and share your builds, thoughts, and ideas for future episodes. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.